What's going on, guys? Kaiger here. Today's video is going to be my last interview with SEA Southeast Asia's #1 CP, Bloodberry. Let's get into it. Alright guys, like I said, this is my last interview I did, and that is primarily because of some language barriers. I'm still trying to talk to a couple people, but right now this is as far as we went. Let's check out the answers to my questions. As a reminder, the questions were screenshot of your CP server name and seal rank, which we just looked at, screenshot of your class advancement, spirit infusions, as well as why you went the route you did. Do you use separate PvP and PvE classes, IO, gear, etc.? What classes do you use for PvP/PvE? Fairy formation and why? And how do you approach events like mounts, maze, outfits, etc.? So that's the main page. And we see 120, 120, so they're done with both tiers of class advancements. As a reminder, there's the first pass, which would be green, then blue, then purple. Other one is done as well. Seal rank, they're going towards purple brilliance 3. They're just missing a little bit of CP. Done with everything else. Spirit infusions, as we see, they're 2 levels away from maxing out the chest. Weapon and glove, main weapon and glove are next highest. And boot is a little weird. We'll have to see what's up with the boot. But glove is for your active skills, which makes sense with the 2 classes that he is. And the main weapon is debuff mastery, chance of CC, and he has a bunch of CC. On advancements, while not apparent now as my advancements are maxed, I did prioritize going for the damage reduction nodes of every page. For sword, which has 2 on each page after the first one, I did prioritize the bottom branch, as node 3 gives attack, which I perceive is what fuels the Holy Echo antics, which is true. Spirit infusions, I had honestly not prioritized Flower Fairy max level increases, in my honest opinion, beyond giving you an advantage and Starleaf Garden and a decent CP/stat boost. The cost of upping these infusions just don't seem worth it to me. I'm now only chasing them to meet my seal upgrade requirements. So the biggest ones that matter, so just to tell you guys, so the chest one to increase your Holy Fairy level really isn't that big of a boost, but it's still a boost over other players. But the greaves and gloves are huge when it comes to skills, especially depending on the class you are. For example, the glove is going to be huge for the sword, because sword is all about the opening burst, which you're going to be increasing by increasing the base skill. And the greaves is going to be great for the book, for example, because it's going to be increasing the deepen skill sections, which is going to increase the chance of healing 50% more. It's going to lower the cooldown of the star blessing, things like this. My initial priorities: to give damage increase reduction, which we already did. Once these were maxed, I shifted to skill levels, which we talked about. Slightly better, as I assume they're further multiplied by your actual yep. The last one I specifically prioritized is Break Free, which is the secondary weapon. Specific to my situation, people like to gang up on me, so it's helpful. Last note, all the infusion stats are good. If I could have them all at the same time now, I would, given limitations, of course. Separate PvP, PvE, IO, gear, etc. On classes, no. I find the game was built in such a way where most common class combinations will work fine. In both PvE and PvE, I disagree. I think things do better in PvE or PvE, or group PvE, single target PvE, group PvP, single target PvP. I see them as 4 different things. On IO, yes, but only currently. I'm hoping to find a way so they won't have to keep switching. Essentially, when doing PvE, where damage matters, I switch out my stuff with damage increase to players for stuff with actual PvE stats, of course. Maybe I'm being just a bit elitist here, but I find that using gear specifically just for the damage to / from bosses stat is a bit of a cheap trick. Not maybe. It really is elitist perspective. It seems back in fashion now, though, so I may start it. When you're at that point where all you're getting is 210 gear, then you may as well. It's literally just an extra knob you can turn that you don't have to spend on. You literally get these every day, right? What classes you use for PvP, PvE? My go-to is Glad Priest. Combination is just such a general purpose workhorse, and it works well with any elemental echo. I did play Cannon Priest for a couple of months, but it became tough to crit people in our meta now, so forced to switch. This was when the crit was broken. Now it's fine, but people are better at getting out of those areas. The flat damage that you're putting out as Cannon is the highest, but hitting the people in PvP specifically is the tough part. I like Dragon Knight Priest. I just literally knock people out so effectively. What I don't like about this combination is that if opponents survive your initial burst, you have to wait a noticeably amount of time during normal attacks before you can blast them again. Gladiator's in a similar boat, but it's a lower cooldown, as well as your knock up and dash are a much lower cooldown. I did enjoy Judge for a while. It can be annoying when opponents who know what they're doing just run circles around you, avoiding most of your skills. That's a very big thing. It generally, even with the boosted tornado, it kind of does like a cone in front of you. So if they're in front of you and just go to your side, nothing. As well as the biggest thing with Judge is dropping inputs. You go to cast a skill, it has a long animation, and if they go to either knock you out of that thing and then you just waste your skill, or if they go to throw a skill at you like Dragon Spear Drop and then you want to dodge, you wasted the skill. Judge. Lately I'm fond of Marksman Cannon, which I prefer to Lancer Cannon. It's an all-in build. It crits a lot. Drawback is you barely have sustain. Fairy Formation and why. I usually go Holy these days. Millum, Hibiscus, Mistletoe, Laurel. Millum plus Hibiscus is absolute bonkers when triggering Millum's passive. That is true, because Hibiscus goes off of Millum very well. I like Laurel skill because it does appear to be generally undodgeable. That's not true. It just hits a large range. So if you don't dodge in the correct direction, then you do get hit by it. Folks typically have to use map geometry, stairs, etc. to avoid it, and Mistletoe because it's used at the right time, typically when opponent low. Her skill forces your opponent to make a difficult decision. That's true because even if they try to dodge through the barrier, it stuns them. Granted, the choice is theirs. Complete information on their side of the battle. If they're thinking straight, they will always make the decision favorable to them. How as you approach on events like mounts, maze, outfits, etc. Mount skins and decorations that provide stat boosts and the area 400 attack are a must in my opinion, so the lower stat ones he skips. As all costumes provide good stats, I also try not to miss any of the costumes. As far as mount perks are concerned, I did get most of them, but I think the following 3 are the most useful. OFT perk, double first expel, and double assist. I think the OFT is the additional attempt at miasma. I could be wrong. While not an essential, I am fond of the mount speed, as it makes the Guild War map so much easier to traverse, allowing me to be where I need it when I need to be. Coupled with the Guild War speed boost, it makes the map so much easier. Now, he didn't explain why he likes these. The expel doesn't really make sense now that he's at the level that he is. Maybe earlier on it's a lot better. Double assist is very nice, so you can get some more daily sapphires. And OFT, correct me if I'm wrong, but this could be the additional attempt. And if it is, that does make sense, allowing you to get better rolls. Let me know what you guys think of... Where is it at? What you guys think of Bloodberry down below. If you have any questions for him, I'll send him a link so he can answer